Welcome to Voice and Vision, the podcast where we have real conversations about leadership, lifestyle, faith, and strategy. I bet you wonder why I started off with a sigh, or maybe it sounded as if I yawned to you. I'm your host, Dr. Christina Asare, and I want to thank you for taking time today to pour into yourself because great leadership requires intentional refilling. Whether you're leading a team, building a vision, managing a household, or navigating a high demand environment, you carry weight. And sometimes that weight isn't visible to others. It's not just the deadlines or the meetings, it's the mental load behind every decision, every plan, and every responsibility. And today we're going to talk about something that's not often addressed but deeply felt. It's called decision fatigue. Leadership comes with an invisible weight, one that grows heavier with each decision, meeting, and moments of urgency. When every choice feels high stake and the margin for error is slim, it's easy for clarity to fade. What used to feel like routine decisions now feel exhausting. This is decision fatigue. It creeps in silently. You might find yourself staring at emails longer, pushing deadlines, procrastinating over small choices, or bouncing from task to task without focus. It shows up as overworking just to keep up or losing confidence in your abilities. And let's be honest, many leaders don't feel the permission to pause. We're expected to deliver, to decide, and to drive progress. But what happens when the inner well runs dry? Faith gives us a framework for navigating this. When we look at the life of Jesus Christ, we don't see burnout, we see balance. Scripture tells us that Jesus withdrew to pray before making major decisions. He wasn't passive, but he was intentional. His moments of solitude were not disengagement, they were alignment. In Luke chapter 6, verse 12, before choosing his disciples, Jesus spent the night in prayer. He didn't rush, he didn't allow urgency to override clarity. That's the model. Leadership is not just about doing more, it's about discerning what matters. True clarity doesn't come from pushing harder, it comes from pausing long enough to hear what matters. We need that in our workplace, in our boardrooms, in our homes, in our planning meetings, in our project timelines. We need space to step back and reset because reaction leads to rework, but discernment leads to impact. So, what does that look like practically? Sometimes it means blocking time on your calendar, not for meetings, but for thinking. Sometimes it means creating a decision filter, asking, is this urgent or simply loud? Is this aligned with our purpose or distraction in disguise? Sometimes it means saying, not now, so you can say yes to what truly matters. It might look like a quiet walk, a prayer in the call before the day begins, a digital Sabbath to recalibrate your creativity. These aren't luxuries, they are strategic resets. Because here's the truth: discernment is not just a spiritual virtue, it's a leadership requirement. In a culture that glorifies busyness, it is powerful to lead with clarity. If leadership feels heavy right now, maybe the answer isn't to keep up. Maybe it's time to step back, not to quit, but to reset. The pressure to produce should never silence the voice of wisdom within you. That inner voice, led by faith, shaped by values, and grounded in truth, that voice matters. At Voice and Vision, we believe leadership doesn't have to come at the cost of your peace. This is a space for those who know that faith and strategy belong in the same room. That spiritual discernment is just as essential in leadership meetings as it is in prayer closets. If this message spoke to you, I invite you to subscribe to the Voice and Vision Leadership newsletter on LinkedIn. You will receive daily insight, not just for your profession, but for your purpose. Let's keep building strategically, faithfully, and with vision. Until next time, I am your host. I'm Dr. Christina Asare, and this is